Speaking of Emerald City Comic Con, do you guys have any memorable stories that you'd like to share about the con, or do you have any?
Do we mean reshare since we kind of did this
Well,
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but
I mean, this is our first conversation we've ever had about this.
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is our first tape.
I've never met any of
Brian
you.
Seifert, the artist of Witch Doctor, which is a title I like very much.
Yeah.
He is a very tall man. I don't know if people are aware of this, but Brian Seifert is freakishly tall. I didn't realize that until he decided to stand up while we were talking, and I realized that this man is easily 2 feet taller than me. And I'm just not quite sure I was ready for that. Wish I had the pen he gave me.
Yeah.
They had little syringe pens that had Witch Doctor written on them. I was like, this is perfect.
I have a demo.
He just gave it to me. It's like, they're free for fans. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I almost gave him a hug, but I didn't because I was carrying too many things.
Yeah. Nah. I'll get to my big one here that you remember.
Oh, yeah. No. It's so sad.
One of the ones that was really nice was meeting Scott Campbell, the guy who he does like really great drawings, and he had like little postcards of an entire movie summed up in a postcard things, and he has this really great design style. And he also does a lot of Tim Schafer's work. Like, I'm pretty sure, judging by his work, he did the Double Fine logo and kind of all the stuff he does for Double Fine.
Okay.
And I got my copy of Brutal Legend because I like Brutal Legend. And
I'm glad you do. Not enough people did.
I did.
Yeah.
But I brought my copy of it, and I wanted him to sign it, but I just didn't want him to sign it because, you know, he's an artist. I wanted him to do something a little special. And it was Sunday, and all I had left was just a few people. And I'm like, you know what, Scott, I know this sounds kind of last minute, but would you mind doing a little just small drawing of your signature in the... Because, you know, there's the inside the white cover thing. Because who else is really going to look at the white inside cover thing? And he's like, sure. And so he took it, and so I'm standing there, we're chatting for a while, and then he closed the box, and he gives me it, and he's like, here you go. And I open it, and it's a pinup of Jack Black's character completely laid out doing this in a flower bed with flowers around it. He has like a little flower in his hair.
That's how I like to imagine my Jack Black
he's
at
just-
all times.
it's like
I think that's how he sleeps when he's at home.
And he's just doing that, and I'm just like,
Come for it, woodland friends.
Exactly.
but it was just the most amazing kind of thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know you didn't have to do that. And he's like, I could see you really appreciate my work, and I think that's nice. And you know what? Here you go. And I'm just like, I don't even want to put the game back in the box anymore. I had a similar kind of experience meeting Adam Baldwin, who's you're gonna laugh. Oh, no, I'll get to the sad. I'll get to the sad story. I just wanted to prelude it with something.
No, this is a beautiful story too,
Yes.
though.
Adam Baldwin is actually one of my favorite actors. So I waited in line to meet him, and I really didn't have anything for him to sign. It was kind of like a last minute kind of decision sort of thing. And so I go up to meet him, and I like freeze, and I'm like really nervous, and I didn't have any money on me because they charge for autographs. I didn't have any money on me either. I couldn't get to an ATM. I was just freaking out, and the woman in there was just like, "Oh, you just want to meet her? Huh, okay, so you're one of those people who's gonna wait in line for 45 minutes just to meet someone." Okay, sure. She kind of even had a little judgmental look on it. She wasn't very nice. So I get up there, and he's a massive man. He is a mountain of a man. He's like at least 6'6", 6'7". I mean, he's a big dude, and he's grown his hair out, so he had kind of this big curly hair and like really big goatee, and you know, he's a big guy too. He's really muscular too. I mean, most of his roles he's played in like giant ass kicker types, and he's like, "Oh hi, how are you doing?" And, like he just has this great like tone, and he's just like, "Hi, how are you doing?"
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "I'm doing good. I wanted to meet, and you're nice. I like your work. Full Metal Jacket's one of my top 5 movies of all time. I like Animal Mother, Poontang, and I was like freezing, and I'm like, I didn't bring any money to get anything. He's just like, pick a picture. You wait in line 45 minutes, just pick a picture. Really? I just picked a Firefly picture because it's just like,
right,
picture. And so he signs, he's like, shiny, let's be bad guys together. Adam Baldwin. He signs it, and then he's like, come here. And he just gives me I come up to like maybe here on him, and he hugs me, and I start crying. I burst into tears. And
who wouldn't cry if Jane?
The hero of Canton just hugged you.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it's funny because I've met Phil and I've met other people. Nothing, it's just like, you're cool, but it was just kind of that all motion kind of thing. Maybe not eating for 18 hours had something to do with it
Probably.
too. But like he hugged me, and I'm like, and the guy behind me is like, pussy, and then he's like, you shut the fuck up. Like, and I'm just like, and he's just like curls his hand around high five, and I'm just like, that made so many days. That the next couple weeks could be absolutely terrible, and that would be awesome. Well, it was kind of sad though, and this is a sad story. Is right next to him was the Walking Dead people. They had Shane and Lori Holden, and Jay Barenthal.
John Barenthal.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sitting next to each other, and I've met John before, and even when I was waiting in line, he had a kind of a quiet one. I'm like, I like your work, John. He's like, cool, and he's wearing his hoodie, hat, sunglasses, big giant shirt. He kind of looks like he's hiding a bomb under his shirt, but and he's maybe stoned. But he's still awesome because it's him.
Yeah.
He's just such a nice guy. But then I look over at Lori Holmes, like, there is not a single person in her line at all. And in fact, the only people that went up to her line were people that did this. This is Walking Dead Season 1, for lack of a better term. Alright, here you go. They would like literally sidestep over. Would you mind signing this? Alright, thank you. And then they would walk away. No one was lining up for her for anything that she was doing. And I had mentioned that to people online. I'm like, to people in the John Barenthal, I'm like, oh, you should probably go meet Laura. I mean, she's really not. I mean, have you seen some of her work? She was one of the few watchable things about the Silent Hill movie. I mean, who?
And she was awesome on The Shield.
And The Shield and X-Files, and like, I'm just throwing random things out there, like, she did this and she's done this. No one.
Like, it's a shame.
It's a shame. And so I got out there, and after meeting Adam, I'm like, what? Screw it. And I went up there. I got her to sign just like some random. Like,
it was X-Files, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was my X-Files thing, and because I brought that along because I didn't know, and she didn't even charge me because it's just like,
someone wants to talk to me.
and so I get her to sign that in my program thing, and I'm just like, I absolutely love your work on The Shield, and I love X-Files, and I just love everything you've done, and you're amazing, and don't let anyone tell you that. You pull off a boycott really well too, by the way. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Some people can. You pull it off really well. And she's just like, I really appreciate that, man. Because you can kind of tell she had her head down. She's just like, like you could tell. I know she was texting.
Oh, sure.
But you could tell that she was kind of.
When Marty's mom gets more visits than you,
yeah,
that must be soul crushing.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand for basically almost everyone else in there. I mean, Blade Runner. Like for people with him, and of course with George Takei and Will Wheaton, and like everyone else, in Summer Glau. I mean, sweet Jesus. I mean, the line for Adam Baldwin was pretty big, but the line for Summer Glau.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I saw it for a second. I'm like, oh, well, here's the end of the line. I don't need to see anybody, but I guess I could do that. And then it was mostly because the booth managers were doing really crappy. It looked like there was another line that looked like it was going somewhere else. No, this was the runoff for this line too. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, well, I don't think I'm meeting any celebrities today because I was just there for one day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I don't need to see the media guests.
No.
I can live without it. It would have been cool if I'd been able to get my Firefly signed by Summer Glau and Adam Baldwin. But
I was more focused on the voice actors who I met on all the days, and especially with Tara Strong, who I didn't cry in front of, but I literally did freeze going Mahamanama Hama.
Literally, that happened.
Literally, Manama Hamana.
Wow, you were so cool.
And I was purple red too. I was like I get red just talking. I was like purple.
Well, weren't you in line for her when your friend told me stop that, you're giving Batman rape eyes?
Well, I was getting Batman rape eyes. I was standing in line for Tara, and I saw Kevin Conroy walk up, and he had just done the I am vengeance, I am the knight, I am Batman. And I'm just staring at him like...
I'm so sad I didn't get to meet him this year. That was my other...
Yeah.
I was staring at him like I wanted to eat him. Or so I was just like staring at him, my eyes were just like...